Welcome to Detroit, Michigan, USA, long known as the automobile capital of the world and the Motown music sound. Now this video provides 10 reasons why people love Detroit. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to Detroit, Michigan, USA. Population around 650,000. Now just for context, we have a map here. We have circled Detroit. Detroit is 2.5 hours from Grand Rapids and 1.5 hours from Lansing. Now this video provides 10 reasons why people love Detroit. People love Detroit because of the Detroit Institute of Arts. The Detroit Institute of Arts displays a representative cross-section of man's artistic creation from the earliest cultures to the present day. Its permanent collection includes more than 65,000 works of art within more than 100 galleries. This includes pieces from Africa, Oceania, and the indigenous Americans, art of the Near East and classical antiquity, collections from medieval Europe, and American art and culture. Among the museum's most popular are masterpieces of European painting, including works by Rembrandt, Van Gogh, Matisse, and Picasso. There's also an extensive collection of Islamic art with pottery, bronze, stone, and other works that span from ancient to modern, and a gallery dedicated to African American art, which includes a variety of media. In addition to traditional art forms, the museum is home to a performing arts collection that includes film and theater memorabilia, as well as the Paul McFarlane puppetry collection. People love Detroit because of the Motown Museum. Also referred to as Hitsville U.S.A. for its iconic sign, the Motown Museum is a small, shingle-clad building that was occupied from 1957 to 1972 by the studio where records of the Motown sound were produced. Visitors can see the actual recording studio where Marvin Gaye and others produced hit songs, and the apartment where Motown founder Berry Gordy Jr. lived with his family. The museum chronicles the history of the recording studio and the historic days of Detroit's rise to fame as the birthplace of some of the biggest hits of all time. Be sure to call ahead to reserve your tour. Admission sells out quickly. People love Detroit because of Ford Piquette Avenue plant. The plant is where the Model T was born, revolutionizing the automobile industry and shaping the way for the future of personal transportation. The building is a National Historic Landmark, formerly the center of manufacturing for what was once the world's most popular car. Visitors can walk through the plant on the original worn floorboards and admire a dozen of the beautifully maintained early model vehicles, including Ford's cars and his competitors. You can also see the experimental room, just as it was when Ford and his team worked on developing and testing new ideas, including a drafting table, tools, and even his mother's rocking chair. People love Detroit because of the zoo. The Detroit Zoo occupies 125 acres just outside downtown Detroit, home to an astounding number of animals from around the world. The zoo is separated by habitat type, one of the most popular being the African habitats, which are home to exotic favorites like rhinos, lions, zebras, giraffes, as well as a South American favorite, the sloth. Located within this section is the 4-acre ape habitat, which houses a dozen chimpanzees and 3 silverback gorillas. The Asian forest habitat is home to camels, tigers, lemurs, and red pandas, and there's an Australian outback habitat which has kangaroos and wallabies. There's also areas devoted to North American wildlife and an Arctic region which has polar bears, Arctic foxes, and several types of penguins. A variety of animal encounters are also available to visitors, including giraffe feeding and penguin meet and greets. The park also has several playgrounds, a train ride, and a 4D theater. People love Detroit because of the historic Fort Wayne. The grounds of Fort Wayne feature a 5-pointed bastion fortress built in the 1840s, which tourists enter through the Sally Port, a fortified wooden door made with 3 layers of wood. Inside the fort stands the large limestone barracks building, which was constructed in 1848. Visitors can tour the first floor and get a sneak peek at what life was like as a soldier in the 1860s. The fort's interior also includes its oldest building, the Power magazine, and the large open parade grounds. Other features include a restored officers' quarters, the demileu, which once held the water-facing cannons, and a dry moat. The fort hosts a number of events throughout the summer, as well as several special tours, including nighttime ghost tours that explore the spookier side of the fort. People of Detroit because of Belle Isle. Belle Isle is an island in the Detroit River, approximately 3 miles long and up to 1 mile wide, laid out with beautiful parkland, hiking trails, and sports facilities. One of the primary features is the Anna Scripps Whitcomb Conservatory, which opened in 1904 and includes palms, cacti and desert plants, tropical plants, and a lily pond. The island is also home to the Dozen Great Lakes Museum, which has numerous ship models and other exhibits illustrating the history of shipping on the Great Lakes, as well as reminders of the days of the Great Lake cruises. Other attractions include the Belle Isle Nature Zoo, where visitors can feed deer, and the recently remodeled Belle Isle Aquarium. There are plenty of recreational opportunities on the island, including a driving range, bicycle and boat rentals, a giant slide, and plenty of swimming holes and hiking trails in and around the park's 3 lakes. People of Detroit because of the Henry Ford Museum and Greenfield Village. About 11 miles west of the city center in the suburb of Dearborn, where the automobile manufacturer Henry Ford was born. In 1929, he established 2 exhibition complexes as memorials to himself, the 12-acre Henry Ford Museum and an open-air museum called Greenfield Village. The Henry Ford Museum offers a general survey of the development of American life and technological advances from pioneering days to the present time. Among the most noticeable exhibits are the George Stephenson's first steam locomotive from 1829, some 200 automobiles, and they include the first Ford and the car in which John F. Kennedy was assassinated. Just north of the Henry Ford Museum is the entrance to Greenfield Village, an open-air museum with some 100 historic buildings of the 18th and 19th centuries from all over the United States. Among them are a school, railroad station, and other public buildings. People of Detroit because of Comerica Park. Comerica Park is a combination ballpark, theme park, and baseball museum. The park is most famous for the home of the Detroit Tigers baseball team, whose history is celebrated along the main concourse in a series of exhibits that highlights the team's accomplishments and milestones, as well as the Walk of Fame, which celebrates its most famous players. Behind first base, families can enjoy a nice ride on the carousel, while in the third base section, there's a 50-foot Ferris wheel with seats that look like giant baseballs. If you have the chance to attend a game or event at the park, you will see the famous liquid fireworks in action at the center field wall, where a colorful lit fountain punctuates home runs and wows the crowd. People of Detroit because of the Masonic Temple of Detroit. The Masonic Temple of Detroit is classical Gothic architecture built with Indiana limestone. The temple was dedicated in 1926 and is the largest temple of its kind in the world. The building has 3 major divisions: the Ritualistic Tower, the Auditorium, and the Shrine Club. The facility hosts concerts and other events. Visitors who would like a tour of this impressive building need to call ahead for a reservation. People of Detroit because of the shopping at Eastern Market. The 4.5-acre Eastern Market has been operating since 1891, gradually growing to occupy several city blocks close to downtown Detroit. The market is open all year on Saturdays, with vendors offering fresh local produce and animal products, preserves, baked goods, and other farmers market fare. Shoppers will also find plenty of handcrafted items and artists that sell jewelry, clothing, and other unique items. June through September, the market is also open on Tuesdays and Sundays, with Sundays designated for local craftspeople and artisans. The market shops are housed in several buildings designated as numbered sheds, which sit along Russell Street between Wilkins and Winder Streets. Visitors should start at the Welcome Center in Shed 3 on Adelaide Street to pick up a map and hit the ATM before making the rounds. The reasons provided in this video are not all the reasons why people love Detroit. If you've got a reason why you love Detroit, pop it in the comments section. I'll make another video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Ciao for now!